Sayoramadava Kunjavihari Sayoramadava Kunjavihari Gopi Janabalava Vivaradari Gopi Janabalava Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanacharya Yamunatira Vanacharya Jayorathamadava Kunjavihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Narayanam namaskrityam Naram chaiva narottamam Devim sarasvatim vyasam Tato jayam udirayet. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 8, Text 10 and 11. So I will read the text 10 and then 11 we can repeat it, everyone. Tasya asanan aninye mahendro mahadadbhutam murti matyaksharithrishta hemakumbhair jalam shuchi. Translation: The king of heaven, Indra, brought a suitable sitting place for the goddess of fortune. All the rivers of sacred water, such as the Ganges and Yamuna, personify themselves, and each of them brought pure water in golden water pot for Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. Text 11. Abhishechanika bhumir Abhishechanika bhumir Abhishechanika bhumir Aharat sakalaushadhi Aharat sakalaushadhi Aharat sakalaushadhi Gavak pancha pavitrani Gavak pancha pavitrani Gavak pancha pavitrani Vasantu madhumadhava Vasantu madhumadhava Vasantu madhumadhava Abhishechanika bhumir. Abhishechanika bhumir. Aharat sakala aushadhi. Aharat sakala aushadhi. Gavak pancha pavitrani. Gavak pancha pavitrani. Vasanto madhumadhavau. Vasanto madhumadhavau. Abhishechanika bhumir. Aharat sakala aushadhi. Gavak pancha pavitrani. Vasanto madhumadhavau. Abhishechanika. Paraphernalia required for installing the deity. Bhumihi, the land. Aharat, collected. Sakala, all kind of. Aushadhihi, drugs and herbs. Gavaha, the cows. Pancha, 5 different varieties of products from the cow, namely milk, yogurt, clarified butter, cow dung, and cow urine. You have the book. Pavitrani, uncontaminated. Vasantaha, personified springtime. Madhu Madhavau, flowers and fruits produced during spring or in the month of Chaitra and Vaishakha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The land became a person and collected all the drugs and herbs needed for installing the deity. The cows delivered 5 products, namely milk, yogurt, ghee, urine, and cow dung. And spring personified collected everything produced in spring during the month of Chaitra and Vaishakha, April and May. Purport. Panchagavya, the 5 products received from the cow, namely milk, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, and cow urine, are required in all ritualistic ceremonies performed according to the Vedic directions. Cow urine and cow dung are uncontaminated. And since even the urine and dung of a cow are important, we can just imagine how important this animal is for human civilization. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, directly advocates Go-Raksha, the protection of cows. Civilized men who follow the system of Varna Ashram, especially those of the Vaishya class, who engage in agriculture and trade, must give protection to the cows. Unfortunately, because people in Kali Yuga are Mandaha, all bad, and Sumanda Mataya, misled by false conception of life, they are killing cows in the thousands. Therefore, they are unfortunate in spiritual consciousness, and nature disturbs them in so many ways, especially through incurable diseases like cancer and through frequent wars among nations. As long as human society continues to allow cows to be regularly killed in slaughterhouses, there cannot be any question of peace and prosperity. Om Ajnanatimiram Dasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuru Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulang Gayati Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Nama Om Vishnu Pradaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvasti Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadi Shatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to Srimad Bhagavatam class. So one of the main principles of Vedic culture that Srila Prabhupada stressed was cow protection. And there are many purports, especially in the first canto, in which Srila Prabhupada very concerned about the welfare of the cow. He explains in the purport about the consequences of killing the cow and why we should not kill the cows. And also Lord Chaitanya, he stressed, there is a conversation that I will read part today with the Kashi in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in which he explains to this Muslim ruler about the importance of cow protection. So we are living in a time in which the principles of Vedic culture, of course, are not being followed, but especially we can see the contrast with Vedic culture, in regards to the cow and the bull. Devotees distribute like thousands of millions of books on like called the higher taste. It's in the 70s, and nowadays there is more awareness, and there are even organizations that are trying to protect animal welfare. They protect the animal rights, and also they try to protect the cow of not being killed. And the devotees are like trying to figure out how to provide cow protection. Therefore, there is even an ISKCON branch dedicated to cow protection. And there are some places like Shivaran Swami. He has a nice agricultural community in which they are taking care of the cow. Also here in the U.S., there are projects like in Itanagari and New Vrindavan, they have cows. And in India, they have goshalas to protect cows. But in general, it's difficult because every day, many cows are going to the slaughterhouse. And even we drink milk from cows that will be killed later on. So it's very, very difficult to, in the situation we are right now, it's difficult to protect the cow, and even sometimes we are implicated in the chain of killing. And of course, the devotees are doing for Kishori, and all over the world for Krishna. But still the devotees are questioning, what should we do? No? So I'm not going to answer any of these questions. I'm just telling you that there is a conversation going on, even in the ISKCON society, about these topics, because they are very important. And there are devotees who have become expert in the field of, they have done research in the topic, and so they propose different guidance that the temple can take, like that. So it's a big topic, but today I'm not an expert in this topic, but I just wanted to highlight some purport of Srila Prabhupada regarding cow protection, so you can think about it, and then we can discuss. So I will read a few sentences from purport of the first canto, chapter 17 especially, and then I will read something from the conversation between Lord Chaitanya and the Kasi. Entonces, in the Srimad Bhagavatam 17th chapter, the punishment and reward of Kali. So we know the story when there was a Shudra dressed as a king, and he was in the kingdom of Maharaj Parikshit, and he was mistreating the cow and the bull. And so I will read when, maybe I can give you some background. Yes. So Sutta Goswami is telling that when Maharaj Parikshit, he found out about there was a big disturbance taking place by a Shudra, so he went to the place and he observed that a lower caste Shudra dressed like a king was beating a cow and a bull with a club, as if they had no honor. So, very similar situation. But now it's not one cow, it's millions of cows. The bull was as a white lotus flower. He was terrified of the Shudra who was beating him, and he was so afraid that he was standing on one leg, trembling and urinating. Although the cow is beneficial because one can draw religious principles from her, she was now rendered poor and calfless. Her legs were being beaten by a Shudra. There were tears in her eyes, and she was distressed and weak. She was hankering after some grass in the field. So this Sutta Goswami is describing the situation of the cow, and then Srila Prabhupada, he took advantage of this verse to talk about the situation of Kali Yuga and the importance of cow protection. So he said, the next symptom of the age of Kali is the distressed condition of the cow. Milking the cow means drawing the principles of religion in a liquid form. So this is a very important sentence. Milking the cow means drawing the principles of religion in a liquid form. From the milk will come the performance of sacrifices, especially because we obtain ghee. Without ghee, there is you cannot do Vedic culture. There is no acceptance of sacrifices. The great rishis and munis would live only on milk. Srila Sukadeva Goswami would go to a householder while he was milking a cow, and he would simply take a little quantity of it for subsistence. Even 50 years ago, Srila Prabhupada said, no one would deprive a sadhu for a quart or two of milk, and every householder would give milk like water. So he said, for a follower of Sanatanis, or follower of the Vedic principles, it is the duty of every householder to have cows and bulls as household paraphernalia, not only from drinking milk, but also for deriving religious principles. So raise your hand if you have a cow in your house. But he said it's the duty of every householder. So, of course, you cannot have here in Chicago land. But that's the idea. Imagine. And the Sanatanis worship cows on religious principles and respect brahmanas. The cow's milk is required for the sacrificial fire, and by performing sacrifices, the householder can be happy. So this is described in Bhagavad Gita, the formula that Krishna is giving for everyone to be satisfied, even in the material level and in the spiritual level. He described the sacrifices of Karma Kanda. Of course, Srila Prabhupada recommends the Sankirtan Yagya, the scripture at the same Srimad Bhagavatam recommended. But this will include also the cow protection. So the cow milk is required for sacrificial fire, and by performing sacrifices, the householder can be happy. The cow's calf not only is beautiful to look at, but also gives satisfaction to the cow, and so she delivers as much milk as possible. So the calf, have you seen when you were in Gitanagari? The calf? Yeah, they're so beautiful. You can pet him. And the cows also are very happy, and they give more milk, according to what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Then, what happened? But in Kali Yuga, Srila Prabhupada said, the calves are separated from the cows as early as possible for purposes which may not be mentioned in these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Prabhupada he cannot describe the situation of the calf and cows because it's not proper for the Srimad Bhagavatam. I remember I used to play videos of cows being killed by different organizations to encourage people to give up eating. But then I remember one devotee from the BBT told me that this is not the best, that the way that Srila Prabhupada wanted to promote cow protection, because it's too painful to show that, and also something about the people can become accustomed to see that and then don't feel anything. But in any case, I was asking him why the Higher Taste, the book, doesn't show images so people will become more impressed. And then he told me that it's because Srila Prabhupada didn't want that to be shown. And so here in the same line in the Srimad Bhagavatam, he's saying the same, that he doesn't want to explain all the describe all the aspects of how the cows are being killed in the Bhagavatam. So he said, for purposes which may not be mentioned in these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. The cow stands with tears in her eyes. The Shudra milkman draws milk from the cow artificially, and when there is no milk, the cow is sent to be slaughtered. So this is the life of the cow. These greatly sinful acts are responsible for all the troubles in present society. This is a huge claim. So these greatly sinful acts are responsible for all the troubles in human society, in the present society. And it's the same that Prabhupada is saying in this purport of Canto 8, that even cancer and wars there will never be peace, or this problem will never be solved if we continue to mistreat the cow in this way. Of course, Srila Prabhupada is talking also about karma, the law of karma. And also because Brahmanya Devaya that Krishna is a protector of Krishna wants the cows to be protected. So there is a spiritual side and a karmic side. But if you say this to social scientists, they won't find any clue how it's related. No? War with killing cows, they will try to do an experiment, they may not find the connections, or they may, but Prabhupada is saying that all troubles in present society are coming because of this situation. And so it's a great load of big karmic reaction that the world is suffering right now. And we can see now how war is almost, if there is no war, there is hate, but situation always conflict, and some places in the world right now, there are really, it's very painful if you just see or read about how human beings are killing each other. So the Prabhupada saying that the same way we are treating the cows, we are treating also human beings are being treated like the cows of Kali Yuga. People, he said, do not know what they are doing in the name of economic development. The influence of Kali will keep them in the darkness of ignorance. Despite all endeavor for peace and prosperity, they must try to see the cows and the bulls happy in all respects. Foolish people do not know how one earns happiness by making the cows and bulls happy. But it is a fact by the law of nature. Let us take it from the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam and adopt the principle for the total happiness of humanity. So it's really, really, really important, protecting of the cow. Even we can take it in a micro society, just take only within the society of Vaishnavas. So also in the society of Vaishnava, the happiness and to stop all like fightings, the bulls and cows should be happy. Remember, Senior Devotee Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was telling years ago in a lecture in New Vrindavan that there were some issues going on there at one point. And so he brought the point that the cow should be happy. Otherwise, there will be problems if we are not taking care of the cow. And somehow or other, the devotees start taking care of the cows very, very nicely. And then all problems were gone for some time, till the cows weren't taken care. But he mentioned that there was a big change when they start focusing on keeping the cows happy. And then everyone in the community was also happy. So this is a very, very important point. I was in Spain in 2011, and there was a devotee there taking care of the cow. He was only one person taking care of 5 cows, and he was engaging children in caring cows. So it was like a school, like a shala, but also a school for the children of devotees. They had the opportunity to milk the cow every day and help him in different activities for the benefit of the cow. And there was a cow Gopi there that had like 15 years, and she was about to, in the verge of death now. She actually passed away a few months later. But she was still giving milk. She didn't have, she haven't had a calf for 10 years or maybe 8 years, 9 years, but she was still giving a little milk, very little. But they were milking her and giving the little milk she was giving to the deities, to Radha Govinda. So, and this devotee had a lot of faith in the cow protection, and so they have festivals in the community just for the cow every month, and the children were very happy, like worshiping the cow there, and they were giving gifts to the cow, and they have a group of musicians that they make a special recording for the cows, also for collecting for the cows, and also for the cow, deserving glorifying the cows. It's a nice, you can find it on the internet. And so it was very nice to see how this devotee was taking care of the cow 24 hours. Sometimes he would wake up like 2 o'clock in the morning and do things for the cow because he would realize that an accident, that the cow had something. He wasn't able to be even in Mangalarati because it was very intense service. But the devotee he was like 60 years old. He was very happy. You can see him, he was in ecstasy, serving the cows. So again, Srila Prabhupada said, let us take it from the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam and adopt the principle for the total happiness of humanity. So there is another purport. This is regarding Surabhi, that we just read that Surabhi appeared from the churning of the milk ocean. But actually there are many Surabhis in the spiritual world. So this is Maharaj Parikshit to the cow. He said, "Oh son of Surabhi, you need lament no longer now. There is no need to fear this low-class Shudra. And oh mother cow, as long as I am living as the ruler and subduer of all envious men, there is no cause for you to cry. Everything will be good for you." So this is Maharaj Parikshit. As a ruler, he's protecting making sure that cows are being protected. And Prabhupada explains that protection of bulls, the pronunciation is bulls, bulls, bulls. Okay, bulls. Bulls. Okay, I'll try it later. My intention is to do it nicely. But protection of bulls and cows and all other animals can be possible only when there is a state ruled by an executive head like Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit addresses the cow as mother, for he is a cultured, twice-born Kshatriya king. Surabhi is the name of the cows which exist in the spiritual planets and are especially rare or taken care by Lord Sri Krishna himself. As men are made after the form and feature of the Supreme Lord, so also the cows are made after the form and features of the Surabhi cows in the spiritual kingdom. So in the same way that men have the features of the Supreme Lord, like Krishna in the two-hand forms, so in the same way the cows that we see in this planet, they have the feature of the Surabhi cow on the spiritual world, which are spiritual cows. And Prabhupada said, in the material world, the human society gives all protection to the human being, but there is no law to protect the descendants of Surabhi, who can give all protection to men by supplying the miracle food, milk. But Maharaj Parikshit and the Pandavas were fully conscious of the importance of the cow and bull, and they were prepared to punish the cow killer with all chastisement, including death. There has some time been agitation for the protection of the cow, but for want of pious executive heads and suitable laws, the cow and the bull are not given protection. The human society should recognize the importance of the cow and the bull and thus give all protection to these important animals, following in the footsteps of Maharaj Parikshit. For protecting the cows and Brahminical culture, the Lord, who is very kind to the cow and the Brahmanas, Go Brahmana Hitaya, will be pleased with us and will bestow upon us real peace. So again, the same point of peace and cow protection. So the point that Srila Prabhupada makes here is how all the cows are actually descendants of son or children of Surabhi, which is very dear to Lord Krishna. And he gives the example of a proper government in which the cow is being protected, and especially because it's given the miracle food called milk. So now, because of the situation of the cow, how they are being fed right now, and the antibiotic that they are given to the cows, milk has lost popularity. So there are a group of people, and even devotees who people who don't drink milk because they say that it's not healthy. And they may have there are studies that show the milk is good, and another study that show that how milk can harm your health. But Srila Prabhupada here is saying that it's a miracle food, milk. And so we can at least say that the milk from cows that are being protected, that is a miracle food. Nowadays, we don't know if we are drinking real milk or not. But one point is that the way that Srila Prabhupada is stressing the importance of the cow is by showing how valuable is the cow also. Because in the verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, he's explaining that not only milk, but also cow dung and urine and is very appropriate for the development of a society in the mood of goodness. And also that way you make sure that people won't kill the cow in the future if they know how valuable is the cow in all instances of life. So therefore, it's important for the devotees to establish that milk is actually a good product. Of course, like Sukadeva Goswami, he was drinking just a little milk. It's not like if you drink like 1 liter of milk a day, of course. That's not what Prabhupada recommending. He used to take like 3 fingers milk. And then you have many products that can be made from the milk. Anyway, this is also for experts. Now they can develop that topic. But the important is that Prabhupada never say that milk is not a good food for human beings. He's promoting that. It's a very miracle food even for the yogis, not for developing the tissues that will help us in the brain to understand spiritual scriptures. Okay, and the last 9 minutes, I read from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is Lord Chaitanya. He came to the Kashi. They were having a conversation after the pastime in which the Kashi sent to break some mridangas, and then the devotees led by Lord Chaitanya made the first. Prabhupada said that is the first peaceful civil protest in the history. And so Lord Chaitanya, at one point, he had an audience with the Kashi, and they are having a conversation. At one point, Lord Chaitanya said, "My dear uncle, I have come to your home just to ask you some questions." "Yes," the Kashi replied, "you are welcome. Just tell me what is in your mind." And Lord Chaitanya said, "You drink cow's milk. Therefore, the cow is your mother. And the bull produces grains for your maintenance. Therefore, he is your father. Since the bull and the cow are your father and mother, how can you kill and eat them? What kind of religious principle is this? On what strength are you so daring that you commit such sinful activities?" So even Lord Chaitanya also was stressing he didn't like, because at that time India was ruled by Muslims. So they didn't share the culture of protecting the cow. Like nowadays in India also, there's not much protection. And so the same situation now we have in great scale, but at that time Lord Chaitanya could see that and he was concerned. So Srila Prabhupada again he said in the purport, "Everyone can understand that we drink and milk of cows, that we drink the milk of cows and take the help of bulls in producing agricultural products. Therefore, since our real father gave us food grains and our mother gave us milk with which to live, the cow and bull are considered our father and mother. According to Vedic civilization, there are 7 mothers, of which the cow is one. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu challenged the Muslim Kashi, what kind of religious principle do you follow by killing your father and mother to eat them? In any civilized human society, no one would dare kill his father and mother for the purpose of eating them. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu challenged the system of Muslim religion as patricide and matricide. In the Christian religion also, a principal commandment is, "Thou shalt not kill." Nevertheless, Christians violate this rule. They are very expert in killing and in opening slaughterhouses. In our Krishna consciousness movement, our first provision is that no one should be allowed to eat any kind of flesh. It does not matter whether it is cow's flesh or goat's flesh, but we especially stress the prohibition against cow's flesh because according to Shastra, the cow is our mother. Thus, the Muslim cow killing was challenged by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is another point that there is a famous video recording of Srila Prabhupada making this point to a priest. And the priest doesn't look very impressed when Srila Prabhupada is talking about the mother. He cannot make the connection. And Srila Prabhupada is like, you can see the leg of Srila Prabhupada, it's like a movie. Because he was such a high spiritual personality, but this person seemed like he didn't have much realization and he couldn't even understand that point. And that makes a lot of sense. Not too many people like you find in the street, maybe book distribution, when you make that point, they can understand the connection of milk and cow. Of course, nowadays many children are not fed with milk, cow milk, so they may not know this. But the word that Prabhupada uses, matrisai and patrisai, is a very killing the bull and the cow, which are also like so there are very heavy statements like all the troubles of society, they come because there is no protection of the cow, and then this society is a matrisai and patrisai society because it's killing. It's like we are supporting the killing of our mother and our father. So and then I will read one more. This is another stressing about how the cow is our mother. Prabhupada says, Shastra must be correct always. No, sometimes correct and sometimes incorrect. In the Vedic scripture, the cow is described as a mother. Therefore, she is a mother for all time. It is not as some rascals say that in the Vedic age, she was a mother, but she's not in this age. If Shastra is an authority, the cow is a mother always. She was a mother in the Vedic age, and she is a mother in this age also. So again, this point is that one may say that we are not living now in Vedic culture, so it's not really our responsibility to promote cow protection. We can be lenient in this point. But still we are being part of killing our mother, of not protecting our mother. Because it doesn't, the instruction is for all ages. So there is no, unfortunately, there is no excuse. And so the cow is a mother always. And this mother is being mistreated, it's been killed. And somehow or other we are implicated. And yeah, so that's a problem. And okay, so I just wanted to read so you know the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto and Chaitanya Charitamrita of first canto, chapter 17, and also Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 17, also with this conversation. So if you remember chapter 17, you can then look. Okay, if there are any questions, I just mentioned, sorry I didn't elaborate because you will have to do it properly.
I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Yes.
When my short stay at Gita Nagari, back to your point about cows being happy. The cows there were so happy that multiple of them were just dripping out milk without anyone having to do anything. Yeah.
Amazing.
And one of the Matajis there who kind of helps out with the cows, she told me that one of the oldest cows there kept producing milk 13 years after her last calf. So that's, cows there very...
Like the cow in Spain.
Excuse me?
Like the cow Poppy in Spain. She was also giving after many years.
Yeah, but that's just, it's really nice.
Yes. Thank you for sharing.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for your class. Of course, for most of us, you were mentioning that, do you know a householder who has a cow in the city? So for most of us, that's not practical. So one thing I appreciate about what Arjuna said in, I believe it's chapter 3, verse 36 of the Gita, he says, Atakina prayuktayam papam charati purushaha, anishanapi varshanya bala ibaniyo jita. He says we could barely protect our consciousness from lust, which is speak of protecting others. Because we see in the material world that a guy who has a girlfriend, he has a facial hair, he has a deep voice, and he has muscles. So he may think, I'm the protector of this beautiful woman. But if he hasn't protected his consciousness from lust, then he's like, I don't want to be your protector, I want to be someone else's protector. And so we could die any moment. There's so many verses in the Bhagavatam that says, actually this whole entire chapter after this, Mother Lakshmi says, there's no one to protect me except the Lord, because everyone's under the most material nature, they're under time. So no one's actually a protector of anyone except the Lord. And so my question is that how do we develop this understanding that our real protection lies in Shrimvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravanam Kirtana? Because in this verse I quote from Bhagavatam mentions in the last part that when you protect your consciousness, it's described that we should protect our consciousness by properly, in the word properly, hearing and chanting the message of Godhead. So what is proper Shrimvatam Swakata Krishna and what is improper? Sometimes we hear, but what is an improper way to hear and what is improper way? So this verse describes that you only get benefit if you properly hear the messages of Godhead. So what is the difference between proper and improper hearing or whatever? So can you expand on those points?
What's the difference between proper and improper?
Yeah, this verse says,
Srimad Bhagavatam.
yeah, exactly. It mentions properly hearing. If you don't properly hear, then you won't get much benefit from Shrimvatam Swakata Krishna.
Yeah, I think Prabhupada mentioned that in for chapter. Let me 1 minute. I need to read that. No, but not that verse. Okay, here. Yes, 1.3.44. One should, Prabhupada explained what is proper hearing. He said, that is the real process of receiving Bhagavatam. One should hear with rapt attention from the real person, and then he can at once realize the presence of Lord Krishna in every page. He said, the secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. So how to hear with rapt attention? And don't get distracted. He said, no one can give rapt attention who is not pure in mind. No one can be pure in mind who is not pure in action. No one can be pure in action who is not pure in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. But somehow or other, if someone hears with rapt attention from the right person, at the very beginning, one can assuredly see Lord Sri Krishna in person in the pages of Bhagavatam. So it's a chain of being pure in mind, so that will allow us to hear properly, but to be pure in mind, we have to be pure in action. And to be pure in action means to be pure in eating, not eating meat, for instance, or eating only Bhagavad Prasad, and pure in sleeping, so not sleeping more than necessary, fearing and mating. So basically following the 4 principles and following sadhana, bhakti. And so that's the proper hearing. And we have one may say, so who is doing this foolish person then speaking? But when we're giving Bhagavatam class, we are reading from Srila Prabhupada's books. And we have Srila Prabhupada's books. So we are hearing from the right person. We are hearing from Srila Prabhupada. And the speaker, they try to repeat Srila Prabhupada. There may be some interference sometimes, but in general, we can take benefit. That won't be an excuse, because Srila Prabhupada is the speaker of Bhagavatam. And our Bhagavatam class is not like Sukadeva Goswami speaking. When Sukadeva Goswami was speaking, he didn't have any book. He was not reading the commentaries of anyone. He was speaking on realization. So we don't do that. So we are not, because we don't, or I say I'm not qualified for that, just sitting and speaking. No, we are taking Srila Prabhupada's purports, and then we are reading Srila Prabhupada's purport, and then trying to explain as far as we can understand. And so therefore we had that benefit of hearing from a pure devotee, from Srila Prabhupada, and also devotees who have received the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. They are also pure devotees that we also can hear their realizations. But in general, in everyday life, if we reach among each other, we are getting benefit. We are getting benefit from the pure devotee. As far as we are trying to follow Srila Prabhupada purport and don't go too off. And so that's it. So not hearing properly means come to Srimad Bhagavatam, but we are not following the principle like that. So it would be nice. It's nice that we come, but if we are not following, then there is an interruption. So that you cannot benefit from the Srimad Bhagavatam properly. So that's one. Another is to take good rest. Take good rest before Bhagavatam. Yeah, that's another. That will help us. Okay, I think if there is any question, otherwise we can.
One more brief one, if anyone. One more brief one. What is the difference between Bhartar Maharaj, who was attached to the deer? He thought he was the protector of the deer, and he became a deer in his next life. And then we hear cow protection, that we could be so attached to the cow, but how is it that we're not going to turn into a cow? What's the difference?
Do you want to say? Okay.
I very much appreciate Jai Baladev's question about how to prepare our consciousness for cow protection and devotional service. And I very much appreciate the answer about, because it's connected to the question was how do we hear? And I very much appreciate the answer that we're hearing through Bhagavatam and the value of Bhagavatam class. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Regarding the difference, I don't know where it is explained, the difference. So we can talk later, because it's late. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Cow protection ki jai.
thank you for class.
Thankful for your patience.
It's like, it's kind of